Welcome to the Tippie podcast. We got a special guest tonight. Let them know who I got in the business tonight, baby.
Man, you already know, man. It's the big ninja Raidenrush, a.k.a. Gold Rush, you feel me? Mr. Fuck the Other Side, Mr. Bet Dad, all that shit. Don't ride it, you know what I mean?
What it do, big dog? We had to get you, Mr. Gold Rush. What it do?
You already know.
Let's take
man.
it on by, big dog.
Yeah.
How did you get into beats, big dog?
Shit, I got into beats when I was like about 11 years old. But I was always like musically inclined and shit, you feel me? Like my dad, he played the drums, my mom a pianist. So I grew up around the music and shit, you feel me? Now I had a homeboy named Sleazeball at the time when I was like 11. This when I just moved to Deerfield. You know what I'm saying? Like originally I was from Lauderdale Lakes, you know that. We go, me and you go way back, you feel me?
Then.
All the way to the project hallways and shit. But
Okay then.
I ain't gonna speak too much on that. You know what I'm saying? But you know, me and you go way back from the Lakes and shit. But yeah, I was born and raised in Lauderdale Lakes, and then once I moved to Deerfield, that's when I met my dog Sleazeball, you feel me? And he was like deep into the rap and the hip hop shit, so he was like, man, you got a keyboard, you got a drum set at the crib, you might as well like try to start making beats and shit.
What made you already had keyboards already? Were you already playing with it as a younger youth than that?
No, like I said, my mother was a pianist, so she already had an electric keyboard at the crib. You feel me? It wasn't like no beat machine or nothing, but it was just a electric keyboard, so I could like fuck with it. I ended up buying like a little tape recorder. Then I bought a beat machine like that just programs drums and shit. And then I was like kind of fucking with both of them and just hitting record on the tape player and shit.
Okay.
And that's where it started at, like as far as the beats and shit.
Okay, so like what you did, like make up a group, like so you started working on beats. How did you get the artists to start drop? Were you rapping at that time yet, or you not rapping?
Yeah, I was trying to rap, but I was trying to learn. Like I would watch him freestyle and be amazed and shit. Like damn, like how the fuck this man just come off the top with it? You feel me? So I started doing both, but I was already musically inclined as far as drums and piano, so that shit was just like natural, you feel me? So what I started doing, I started trying to copy other people's beats.
Okay.
Songs and shit that I liked at the time. I trying to copy the shit, you feel me? Like I remember trying to copy what's up, okay, shut up. That was out at that time, you feel me?
When that came out, you working sampling, basically sampling the beat, basically.
Not sampling, I was just like replaying with the same instruments and shit.
And making the whole.
Just trying to understand, you know what I'm saying, how they was making the shit, you feel me? That's how I started.
Okay, you just said that was not sampling, so you know, like you're a real producer. So explain what's sampling, the difference between what you just explained, what you was doing right there.
What sampling is, you know, you take a clip for somebody else's song, you feel me, and you just kind of you put it on the beat pad and make a beat out of that, versus playing an original melody on the keyboard. You know what I'm saying? All the shit I did for Trick Daddy, IceBillionBerg, Dunk Riders, all that shit was just my fingers, my hand playing on the keyboard. Wasn't no samples, no loops. That was just me playing shit. You feel me? All original shit. But I started off making nothing but sample beats. This was when New York was hot. You had Wu-Tang and all these other dudes, you feel me? So I started off with an MPC 2000. Once I got serious about beats, I got me an MPC, and then that's when I started making like nothing but sample beats.
So you said you was around your homeboy, you doing dope ass freestyle. So who else you started hanging around while you started getting better and better?
I got clicked up, like we had started a little clique called DBC. You feel me? Deerfield Beats clique, them boys clique.
Who was part of that clique? You don't mind me asking?
It was me, my dog Juice, which is my manager. He became my manager. His brother Mike, my boy Skrilla, and then my boy Cam, and obviously Sleazeball too. But we was like the five like heads of the label or the clique. You feel me? And that's what kind of started. And then everybody was like, Rush the talent, so let's all just get behind Rush, you feel me, and try to make something shake. And that's what kind of helped me end up getting into the whole Trick Daddy situation, was through my boy Mike telling us, let's go to South Beach.
So the whole crew, my bad for cutting you off, out the crew, so you was making beats and with the lyrics, you had the best out the whole crew too?
Yeah, I was rapping, making beats, and then everybody was like, fuck it, we just gonna focus on Rush.
Okay.
Let's try to get him a deal. It started off my dog Mike saying let's try to get Rush some shows. You feel me? Like he wanted to get me. I was like 15, 16.
So everybody used the main one taking it serious, basically.
Yeah, I was taking it serious before they met me, and then once we all got together in the crib, we just started like, you know what I'm saying, cooking.
Yeah, damn right.
And we was doing group songs, this and that, but everybody was like, let's focus on Rush and try to make some shit happen. You feel me? So then that's when my dog Mike came up with the ideas like, let's go to South Beach, try to get you some shows and shit. And that's what ended up having me meeting Trick Daddy's dad, Pops.
But how did that happen though? Let us know. How did it happen?
So we went to South Beach. My dog Mike was like, let's go to South Beach, let's try to get a show or some shit. I ain't want to go. My dog Skrill ain't want to go either. Like, I wasn't even old enough to even get in the club. You feel me? So we ended up going. We walking around, sweating our ass off and shit. And then we ended up we ended up going to a hotel, and we were just like chilling in the lobby and shit. So my dog Mike's like, fuck it, let's just start walking, try to find us a club or some shit. So we end up going outside, and the first club we see is Club Zeno, which was Ben Zeno's club. So we walk across the street, and we knock on the door. Nobody answered. The shit ain't open. But then we see the janitor walk up. I thought it was just a homeless dude or something, but the dude was the janitor. He was like, hey, the club ain't open, but the manager about to be here probably about a couple hours. So he's like, all right. He's like, by the way, he's Trick Daddy's dad. I was like, Trick Daddy's dad? He's like, yeah, Pops. I ain't believe him. So we ended up waiting outside. We waiting outside for like an hour and a half. Sure enough, there go Pops walking up. You feel me? I still ain't believe it was Trick Daddy's dad, because I'm looking at him like, he ain't really look like Trick to me at the time. But it was him. He let us in. He checked out my music, played the shit in the club.
What you let him play? What you let him hear first?
I don't even know what I had a CD with like 10 songs on it.
You don't remember your main single you was pushing at that time?
Nah, I don't even remember what was on that shit, to be honest. Like, just a bunch of shit I was working on, you feel me?
Solo or with you and the crew too?
Nah, it was just me.
Okay. So now
I think I had them on a couple of songs, but it was like a solo album.
So now you get
all me on the beats, me on every song.
Oh, produced all the beats too?
Yeah.
Okay, then.
On some Kanye type shit.
Okay, then.
You feel me?
Before Kanye.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, then. So now Pops listening to it in the club.
Yeah. So he pop it in. Ain't nobody in the club. It's just Pops, the DJ, the workers, the bartenders. He put it in. Everybody was bobbing their head, vibing to it. And that was pretty much it. He was like, you know what I'm saying? We that was like the beginning of the relationship. We got to know each other. Ain't nothing happened out of it. But then a few months later, we end up my boy Juice, which became my manager. He was just my homeboy, you feel me? But he became my manager. He took that role.
How y'all made that happen?
He was just like the best candidate I feel like at the time, and he was like, fuck it, I'm gonna be your manager.
Facts.
And that's what it became, you feel me? Kinda, it was like him and his brother Mike both playing like manager roles, but he became my official manager. So he ended up calling Pops. We met up with him one more time a couple months later. This time he had Benzino's second location on South Beach. So we go down there. We walk in, and I had another CD with some more new songs and shit. I had a song on there called Wooden Leather. And that's the one that he really loved. Like, he ended up playing that shit. He was like, man, he's like, this shit right here is crazy. Pops.
Yeah. And what that song was about?
It was on some like pimp type shit.
Okay.
Called Silk in the Summer, Leather in the Winter. You know what I'm saying? On some gripping wood grain
type
shit.
Go?
Silk in the summer, leather in the winter, pimping in my linens, all something like that.
Okay,
I can't remember the rest of the words, but that's how I started though. It was on some pimp shit.
So he was feeling that one.
He was fucking with that shit hard. You feel me? So after that, he was like, "Hey, this is the perfect time." And he's like, "My son Maurice." He was talking about Trick Daddy.
You ain't know he was talking about Trick Daddy.
Nah, I mean, I figured that's who he was talking about. Cause then he's like, "My son Maurice, Trick Daddy." Okay. He's just starting his label, Dunk Riders. You feel me?
So Dunk Riders was just getting started.
Yeah, wasn't nobody on Dunk Riders yet.
Okay then.
They was considering bringing Briscoe on board at that time, but he was still with Po Boy. So, but there wasn't nobody on Dunk Riders at that time. I was the first person.
Okay then.
You know what I'm saying? And then after that, my boy Juice had an Ozone magazine. I don't know if you remember,
I
the Ozone.
Man. Yeah, I remember it.
He had the Ozone magazine, and inside of it, it had Trick Daddy's manager's number in it, which was also his blood brother Chuck, which became my manager.
How did you make that happen? Like, what y'all call?
He just found his number. He called him. He was like, "Hey, we just met up with Pops like 2 times, and he's saying he fucking with Rush." So he verified that. He was like, he had me meet him at the Circuit House.
Circuit House, it's a studio, right?
Yeah, Circuit House studio. It's like a little mini mansion.
So he like coach called you, wanted to meet up.
Yeah, he's like, "Hey, come to this Circuit House. Let's chop it up." So we all go down there. I meet Chuck. You know what I'm saying? We shake hands and shit. And then I see a studio. We in the backyard of the Circuit House. So in the backyard of the Circuit House, they got like a little tiki studio. You feel me? Kind of in the cut. So I hear the music. I hear that shit whamming in there. You feel me? Like I could tell somebody was in that bitch. Trick Daddy walk out. He walk up to me. That's the first time I met Trick.
Trick Daddy was in the studio.
Yeah, he was in there working with Jim Johnson. I think he was I can't remember what song it was, but it was him and Jim Johnson working in the studio. So then, like a week later, I ended up signing a deal with them as an artist and a producer.
So, but when Trick walked, my bad for you, I know you trying to turn up, but when Trick walked, you ain't played nothing for Trick?
Nah.
Did y'all talk? Y'all remember what y'all talked about?
It was just real quick. I shook his hand. He was like, "What up?" You know what I'm saying? We just kind of like met each other. He walked back in the studio and we finished his shit. You feel me?
Okay.
But after that, we met up like a week later, and they gave me some paperwork. And that's when I signed. I was like the first person signed to Don't Riders as an exclusive artist and producer.
Okay. So now, explain to us the process of recording. Like, you know, the beats. Were you at the house doing it, or you at the studio? How it came with the recording the beats and stuff now?
I was doing everything at the crib. You know what I'm saying? I had like a little crib. I've always had a crib set up.
Felt more comfortable like that, the crib?
Honestly, I feel like that's the best way if you an artist. You feel me? Like, definitely need to have a crib studio. Like, I wake up to the studio.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, whenever I want to drop some shit, I just do it. And it taught me how to engineer. So I know how to mix. I know how to master. I know how to get my shit right. You feel me? And before that, though, I was coming out the pocket a lot. Like, just going to other studios and spending money. You feel me? I was going to my dog Vitamo's studio in Pembroke, spending a lot of money. But yeah, I learned how to do this shit on my own. Okay,
that really nice. So now explain to us, my dog, in there cooking up, how did you come up with Fuck the Other Side, dog?
So that came a little later on. Like when I first signed with Trick and them, I ended up selling them a track called 411. So Atlantic Records was behind Trick at that time. They heard the record, and the dude Mike Karen, which was like the guy that was running Atlantic Records, he's even above Atlantic now. But I caught his attention. And
from
then,
that beat right there?
From 411.
Yeah, 411. Yeah.
It was a beat and a hook.
And
So I sold it to him for 4 G's, for 4 stacks. That was my first big placement. I sold beats before that, but for like $40, $60.
But that was your biggest first, yeah.
Right. I got 4 bands.
How did that feel, though, go right?
It felt good, man. It felt real good. I was a jit, too, you feel me? So I'm like, okay.
So you know this shit's for real right now.
Right. So after that, I caught the attention of Mike Karen at Atlantic. He started sending me beat CDs and each beat CD would have like 10, 12 beats on it, and I have a beat from like all the hottest producers at the time. So one beat was like from Manny Fresh, another beat was from the Runners, and that's where Bet That came out.
Why would he send you different beats for?
To write. As a writer, like he got interested in me as a writer.
Yeah, he liked the writing part of you first.
He liked the hook that was on the beat.
You're right. Yeah, okay.
He liked the beat too.
Yeah,
but he's like, okay.
He let you have a producer that come with a beat, a hook too, basically.
Right. He was like, man, this little jit right here is a writer. Yeah. He's not just a producer.
Okay,
like, he could come up with some catchy shit. So he started utilizing me as a writer. You know what I'm saying? So he was sending me beats, and that you can bet that.
So that came before.
This was before Fuck the
Other Side. So let's talk about you could. God damn.
I'm trying to lead up to it.
Yeah. No, why I said let's talk about you could bet that instead.
Yeah.
We get the Fuck the
That's
Other
what we get into.
My bad.
I know you remember Bet That, right?
Yeah, of course. I was gonna say that second, but I'm thinking the other one came out first.
Nah, Fuck the Other Side was after Bet That.
Man, we were just watching before you walked up in here. Dog.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And you can bet that.
I was showing techniques. I was like, what?
I ride, I shine, nigga.
I'm like, he on this too. Look, he rapping too now.
Yeah.
Over 4 million views. So let's talk about that, dog.
That's how that came about. Like I was getting beat CDs sent directly from Atlantic Records to my crib. So I get me a brown envelope. I'll rip this shit open and it'll be a CD in there with a bunch of beats. The Bet That beat just happened to be on one of them CDs.
Okay.
I had a Cadillac DeVille at that time. I popped it in and I just started jamming to it. You know what I'm saying? And I came up with the whole song right there in the car. So originally it was a solo song. It was me on 3 verses and me on the hook.
You could bet that.
You can bet that.
Oh man.
It was my song.
It was your song.
Right. So
for the people that don't know.
Yeah.
Okay then. Y'all hearing this exclusive right now on Tippie Toe Podcast.
Now Trick changed a couple of the words. Like in the original hook, I said, I'm still riding them big lats. He changed it to I'm still getting them big checks. So he changed a couple of the words up to kind of fit himself because, you know, Trick don't really ride lats. He a Chevy rider.
Okay then.
So, but yeah, I caught the attention of Mike Caren again when I wrote the Bet That song.
You got your writing critic.
Yeah, I didn't make that beat. The Runners made that beat.
Yeah, the Run, yeah.
This when the Runners just like took over the game. They were doing I'm So Hood. All that shit came out around that time. So
a couple people thought you made that beat also though?
Yeah. Yeah, a couple people did. A lot of people still to this day think I made Bet That.
I thought you made that.
Nah.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you.
I co-wrote it and I featured on it.
Okay then.
But what happened was Mike Caren loved the record so much, they had Trick recorded when he was out in Atlanta, and it ended up being his lead single. And then they kept 8 bars of one of my verses and put me on the 3rd verse. So that's how I stayed on the song. And then they had me do Trick and Chameleonaire's ad-libs. Then the whole shit got deleted and we had to re-record it all over again.
No, how it got deleted?
I don't even know how that happened, but we had to re-record the whole fucking song.
But you got the phone call, we need you in the studio. We about to.
Yeah,
how like, that felt right there, though.
No Gold Rush.
How it felt, though, dog.
That boy Trick called and said, Gold Rush, I need you to come to the Circuit House, man. We finna re-record this Bet That. So we went there, we did that shit. And then shortly after that, we shot the video. And that shit was on 106 and Park. That shit was on billboards, everything.
Let us know how shit changed, dog. You on BET.
Yeah.
How that is, dog. You feel me? You from the hood and you just, dog, you seen this shit come true. What's going through your mind around that time?
Man, that shit was a dream come true, bro. Like, the day of the video shoot, that shit just seemed like a dream. Like, that shit ain't even seem real. Because at that time, Trick was like who Kodak is right now to Florida. You feel me? Like, Trick could always be Trick Daddy. But I'm just saying, like, Trick was kind of like in his prime at that time. You feel me?
Facts.
So for me to be on his lead single, that shit was just like crazy. And then after the video came out, that was like my foot in the game. You feel me? That's like what put me really in the game. That was my big break right there.
Facts.
After that, that's what led me to produce Straight Up. I made the beat, wrote the hook. Straight Up, you already know. Yeah.
So you wrote that too?
That was my song.
You wrote that?
That was my solo song.
Oh my God.
So they kept the hook. They kept my voice right underneath Trick, kind of brought his voice up. So I produced that, wrote that. I produced You're Damn Right. I produced like half the album, that whole Back by Thug the Man album. Did Born a Thug. I produced 1020 Life. That's me singing the hook. This for them boys that's on the grind. Doing 1020 Live. Yeah, so that was me on the hook right there too. What else I did? Born a Thug, Bet That, Straight Up, 1020 Life, You're Damn Right. So those are the 5 I did on the album. Then after that led me to producing on Plies album. I produced on Plies first album. I did On My Dick. I'm on my dick,
so
dog.
How you explain to everybody how you met Plies? People don't know.
You know what's crazy? I ain't even met Plies, bro. Like I was in the studio at South Beach Studios, and I was with Pretty Ricky and T-Pain. This when T-Pain had I'm Sprung.
Okay then.
He just dropped I'm Sprung. The shit was all on the radio. So I'm in that bitch with Pretty Ricky and them in Atlantic Records. They wanted me to like produce some shit for them, you feel me? So I ended up making the beat for On My Dick. But I really made it for Pretty Ricky, you feel me? But somehow it ended up on Plies' album. I went to Chuck's office one day. I walked in, he was like, hey, that boy Plies just did a song to your beat. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, it's called I'm on My Dick. And it just ended up being one of the songs on his album. Then after that, that's what led me to they had me going to 99 Jams, meeting up with Khaled.
So you met with DJ Khaled.
I was talking to Khaled just like this. Like, I'll go meet up with him, we'll chop it up. I give him some beats, like, hey, I got a new artist from Deerfield. I'm like, Deerfield? I was like, man, that's where I'm from. I went to Deerfield Middle, I went to Deerfield High. I've been in Deerfield for the past, like, 20 years, you feel me?
So you wondering who he talking about?
Right, I was like, he from Deerfield. I ain't even know who Ace Hood was. And we both, supposedly, we both went to the same school. So he's like, man, I got a new artist from Deerfield. I'm like, from Deerfield? What the fuck? I was giving them beats. I ended up producing on Ace Hood first album.
Let everybody know, what's Ace Hood first album name again? Which album you
Gutter.
talking about?
Gutter.
God damn, so you produced on Gutter.
Yeah, and the song I produced was Gutter, featuring Dre from Cool and Dre. So it was Dre on the hook, me on the beat, and him and Trick Daddy on the song. So that's how I ended up on that shit. Then the Fuck the Other Side happened.
Okay then. So
I had a studio in Pompano.
Okay then.
For a little minute, you feel me? I was based in Pompano for like about a few years. I had a little studio, and that's why I made the Fuck the Other Side beat. I made that shit in like 15 minutes. Somehow IceBillionBerg got the beat, and he wrote Fuck the Other Side. He wrote the hook, and then ended up being him.
What's your hook? The one Trick saying?
Yeah. The special way I fold my flag, that was IceBillionBerg.
It's going down.
Yeah, so IceBillionBerg wrote that, and it ended up being IceBillionBerg Fella. And originally it was Trick little brother Soup on the third verse, but he ended up getting locked up. So then, you know, Trick ended up replacing him on the third verse because we couldn't really do nothing with him being locked up. And that's what led us to signing the Cash Money. So Cash Money picked us up when we made that Fuck the Other Side record. Cash Money signed us, Dunk Riders, to Cash Money. They the ones who shot the video, they marketed it, and at the same time DJ Khaled was with Cash Money. So that's how I ended up on DJ Khaled's album. So I produced on Trick last 3 albums, Ace Hood first album, Plies first album, and DJ Khaled first album.
God damn, I ain't feel to have that so much motherfucking under your belt like that.
It was crazy, man. It was just a lot of hard work, a lot of determination. Like I was driving from Deerfield to Carol City every day, literally until the wheels on the Cadillac fell off. Like I rode that lack into the ground, just going to Carol City every day. I'm in the trap with Trick every day in Carol City, just putting in work. So, but yeah, it was crazy. It was a dream come true.
Okay, so how it be when it be with an artist? They be like, dawg, give me a beat like, woo, dawg.
Yeah, when I made Fuck the Other Side, that's all everybody wanted. Everybody was coming to me, was like, man, I want some Fuck the Other Side type shit. I want some Dunk Rider type shit, cause I created the whole Dunk Rider sound, which was kind of based around that whole Fuck the Other Side vibe.
Okay, then.
So I was like the Manny Fresh of Dunk Riders.
And you were making hooks too.
Really like Kanye. Like Kanye was making most of all Jay-Z's beats. He was involved with a lot of the hooks featuring. And to be honest, they really ain't want me, like they really wasn't pushing me as an artist like that. They really ain't want me on Trick album. But I
Who's
grind.
they?
Trick, the manager, Slip and Slide. Cause I ain't had no ties to Slip and Slide.
Yeah.
I was just with Trick. Dunk Riders was Trick's group. His label, you feel me? But they really wanted to utilize my beats and my hooks. You know what I'm saying? Maybe push me later on, but I kind of forced myself on the album 3 times as an artist and 5 times as a producer.
But like you say, so you feel like the record label forced you on the album?
Nah, I forced me on the album.
Man, explain to the people how you forced you on the album.
Just coming with undeniable work, you feel me? Like just bringing that fire, like it, you know, it was just the music. It spoke for itself.
And who it was you said, oh yeah, we got like we want Trick to, you know, do your verse on this right here. Who get to say so?
Mike Karen.
Okay.
Mike Karen was he had a big role on that whole album, Back by Thug the Man. Like he was really hands on. Him and Trick would like get into it too. Cause Trick he was like, man, fuck this, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Mike Karen trying to tell him kind of how to organize the album or do this and switch this around like this. That's just how he worked, you feel me?
But it sounded like he was plugged in and he seen something in you like, well, yo, this kid got to be on there.
Yeah.
And I see, I don't know if it's just I see. I think you go by Raven now.
Yeah, you see the hat. You feel me? Like I wanted to recreate myself and shit, cause
Let us know about that.
I kind of wanted to separate myself as a producer and an artist. For some reason, like even though I came in the game as a writer and a rapper, like Bet That, like I said, was my first big break.
Facts.
I wasn't a producer. I was a rapper and a writer. That's what put me in the game. But for some reason, I got stuck with, the producer stamp. Like every time someone talk about Gold Rush, they were like, oh, you talking about the producer Gold Rush. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of was like, I was Gold Rush for a long time. Pushing, I got a whole long catalog of Gold Rush music. You feel me? I wanted to just separate myself as an artist and a producer, and then also embrace my Asian heritage. You feel me? Because I'm half Japanese. So that's what made me start wearing this hat is Future.
Okay then.
I'm a fan of Future, so like I seen him wearing a cowboy hat. You remember that when he used to wear the little cowboy hat?
Yellow.
And I liked it. I felt like that shit made him stick out. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just like his own little swag and shit. So I'm like, man, let me start wearing the little Chinese Raiden hat.
Okay then.
I put it on one day and it just everybody was just they was fucking with it. You know what I'm saying? And there's not too many Asian artists in the game, in the hip hop game, that's really just killing it. There's a few. I'm not saying that there ain't, but I felt like that was a lane where I could be myself, I could be genuine, and there's not as much competition in that lane than, you know what I'm saying, me being Gold Rush.
Okay.
So that's what kind of made me separate myself and recreate. I wanted to recreate myself, you feel me? So that's why I got the whole Raidenrush shit, you feel me?
So while you doing the Raidenrush promoting the music, what about the people that's saying they want some Gold Rush beats? Productions.
Yeah, I ain't never stopped making beats. You know what I'm saying? I'm still I'm gonna always be Gold Rush the producer, but I'm just rocking with this Raidenrush shit as far as the artist. And then plus I noticed on social media, some people just wanna check me out for my beats and my production. Some people just want to fuck with me on the artist tip. So I got two different pages. I got Raidenrush and I got Gold Rush Productions.
Okay then.
You feel me? So I just wanted to separate the two and then just recreate myself on some new shit. You feel me?
So when Raidenrush, you feel me, is dropping, do you ever deal with other producers? When you working on your solo stuff, is it all your shit?
I just bought my first beat ever. Up until this point,
first beat.
Up until this point, I've been using nothing but my beats on everything I ever dropped. But I got a new single out right now called Whoop the Whoop, featuring my dog YB Spitter and GD Beats, and only one Shredder produced it. Produced by two different producers.
What made you bought that beat?
Honestly, I heard the beat on YouTube. I brought it to the House of Hits in Miami to the studio, and the song just came out crazy. And like most of the time, it's very easy for me to just flip a beat, remake it in a slightly different way. But I just ain't feel like doing that. Like it was just so hard. I'm like, man, I ain't even gonna fuck with it. Like this it. So I went ahead and bought the beat, bought the exclusive. That's the new single I'm pushing right now. You feel me?
And let them know, did the video drop yet?
Nah, it ain't dropped yet, but we definitely gonna drop a video.
I know you crazy with your video, so what you expecting for this video? Let us know, cause I know you be going off the chain with the video, with the visual.
Yeah, that's another thing too. I just started directing. So I'm not just a producer, writer, artist. I'm also an engineer, a mix, a master, and I've been directing for like the past year and a half. So the past 20 videos I dropped, I did them all myself. I directed them, I shot them, I edited them. All that, everything.
You shot them and edited them?
Yeah. I've been producing a new album for Flesh and Bone from BoneThugs.
I think we've seen you been working with Flesh and Bone, I think.
Yeah, I've been fucking with BoneThugs, you know what I'm saying?
Let us know how that happened too, you feel me?
That's fam right now, you feel me? Like I've been dealing with BoneThugs for the past almost 10 years. I kind of got cool with Lazy Bone first. Then I got cool with Kane, which is Crazy Bone's artist. And then that kind of led me to meet everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Rocking with Crazy, Busy, Wish, Flesh.
Okay then.
And Flesh just moved here to Florida. So that's why me and him working so heavy.
Okay then.
So I just did 3 singles on him. They out right now, produced by me, recorded, mixed, mastered, all videos directed, shot, edited by me.
Nah, his videos.
Yeah, the last 3 videos and singles that he
You
just put
holding the
out.
camera and all?
Yeah.
Oh, you ain't playing.
I got the lights, the camera, the smoke machine, the power generators. I got the
Okay.
models. I got the exotic cars, the locations, the film sets, all that. We actually got a film studio being built in Oakland Park right now.
What's the name of the production gonna be called?
It's called Gold Label Films.
So you about to go all the way through.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, I've been making more money doing that shit than the music, like than the beats and all that shit. I make good money selling beats, doing recording and shit. But for some reason, when it come to music videos, motherfuckers come out the pocket. Like, when you be in the studio, you tell a motherfucker, give me this whoop the whoop for the beat. They be like, ooh, that's kind of expensive. But when it come to the video, they buying a $5,000 outfit. All of a sudden, they pulling 10 G's out their ass now. You know what I'm saying? Because they want to look like a star.
Facts.
And everybody's so hungry for clout. You feel me? So yeah, it's definitely a very lucrative business, and it's something I got a passion for it too. You feel me? And then it's just helping me out, because I done probably spent about 30 bands just on doing videos for myself, paying other directors. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
But,
I got another question I got you, because you came where you ain't had to look like $1 million now. It seems like now you gotta look like money to rap now. I mean, back then you could just wear a black T-shirt and.
I think you do, but it also depends on how you pushing yourself. Cause like BoneThugs, the way they came out, I know it ain't this era, but when they came out, their whole style was just like being thuggish, ruggish. It wasn't about being a baller and a millionaire and having a $100,000 watch on. Them boy was just on some thuggish shit. So I just feel like there's a lane for everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I do agree that it catches people's attention when they see a motherfucker look like they doing some shit. You feel me? But yeah.
So which artist you ain't never I got 2 questions. Which artist they ain't never get on your beat you love to see get on your beat?
Future.
You
The
ever send him some
Migos.
beat? You ever send Future some?
Nah, I never had no plug on him like that.
Okay.
I definitely would like to work with Migos. I mean, with Future and Migos. I would say Kodak. I never produced for Kodak, but I worked with Kodak. Like, I recorded and mixed Average for Baby Soldier featuring Kodak. I did like half of Baby Soldier mixtape / album at that time.
Oh, okay.
Produced like half of it, you know what I'm saying? That's how I ended up in the studio with Kodak. But I definitely had to say Kodak. I would love to produce some shit for him, just because we both from, you know what I'm saying, from Broward. He from Pompano, from Deerfield.
Facts.
We already know each other, you feel me? Yeah.
So name some of the people you meet in the industry, because they don't know you've been out here doing your thing, putting in work. You done met all type of people. So name some from, like, just to let the people know.
Where am I looking at? Because they got so many cameras.
Right here.
I don't know which one to look
You can just
at.
look straight through. Right there, yeah.
All right. Shit, I don't work with Tory Lanez. You asking me who I don't work with or who I want to?
Nah, who you don't work with, like met and all, you feel me?
So Tory Lanez, I already said BoneThugs, Trick Daddy, Ace Hood, Plies, DJ Khaled, Benzino, I work with him, Waka Flocka, Kodak, Baby Soldier, Juvenile, Manny Fresh. Me and Manny Fresh actually made beats together.
No.
Like on some Neptunes type shit.
Manny Fresh, how that happen?
Me being at Flow Rider studio. Oh, Flow Rider, another one.
You done work with Flow Rider?
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of shit with Flow Rider.
What you done did, Flow Rider, if you don't mind me asking? What y'all did?
Nothing that's like out, but we got like a lot of shit in the vault. You feel me?
And being you done work with so many people, how you feel though you done drop some hot shit, but the artist ain't put it out yet though? You like, damn.
It ain't. I can't take in the music business. You just gotta learn not to take nothing personal.
Who you done produced for? It ain't come out yet.
Shit, a lot of people.
That's what I'm saying.
Tory Lanez, Flow Rider. I done sent a bunch of shit to Bone, shit that they done did that ain't came out yet, but it's fun to come out. It's kind of hard to think right now on the spot like that. I think that's about it for right now.
And when you in the studio though, what you need to get you your vibe, to get you going, get your groove going?
Shit, green. I done slowed down a lot because I've been having some like health issues from smoking weed. I think I just overdid it. I was on some like Snoop Dogg Cheech and Chong shit, like
Mhm.
find back to back to back to back to back. I think I kind of fucked myself up, so I really can't smoke like that no more. But I take a little, you know what I'm saying, just enough to get me right. A little Hennessy, but definitely green though.
Facts.
That shit put me in my zone. That's like my gasoline, you feel me? Like I'll be up till 6, 7 in the morning. Some people, they'll smoke that shit to put them to sleep. I'll be up all night just putting in work.
Damn right.
That's like my gasoline right there. I got my pen right here, shit. You feel me?
Okay then. And how long, like when you dropping them hits, you like to drop at night or in the morning? What's your time? I know people like to record different times.
I always been a night creature, man. I'm like a vampire. Like I be up all night, but it really don't matter. But for some reason, I feel like at nighttime, there's just less distractions, and it just seem like it's just more calm at night. You know what I'm saying? And it's my creative juices just be flowing at nighttime.
Facts.
But it really don't matter. I could be in any setting, any time, any place, and I'll make it happen. You feel me? Like I could literally make a beat around any hook, any melody, any idea. You want a reggae beat? You want compa? I done did everything.
What
like,
about for the ladies though?
Yeah, I do R&B.
You ever did anything from out in the game? On your R&B? Anybody in the game?
Pretty Ricky.
Okay.
They're not really R&B, but they kind of like R&B rap.
What the name of that record was?
We did a song called Booty Call. It was actually my record featuring Pretty Ricky. But I haven't done too much R&B, but I can do everything. Like it really don't matter what it is. I done did so many different genres. I also produced and engineered for several different episodes for the American Dream TV show. It's like a documentary show called American Dream. It be on TV and shit.
How you got into that though?
My boy Dusty D. He got a film studio. They be shooting videos for like Wayne and Lil Durk, all these fools, you know what I'm saying? So he kind of hooked me up with that whole little gig and shit.
Damn right. So you just grinding, you feel me?
Yeah, there's a lot of money in that shit too.
Facts.
That
So
TV show shit, like doing scores and the music behind it, engineering and shit.
Hell yeah. But before we get out of here, dog, let's get some shout outs out the way before you get out of here, dog.
Shit, definitely shout out to Broward County, Deerfield, Dove City, Pino, Pompano, you feel me? Shout out my dog Glee Money, you feel me? Shout out to Gold Label Records, you know what I'm saying? My record label.
Facts.
All my artists on there. YB Spitter, She Knows She Bad, 23 Tizzle, Lot of Slick, you know what I'm saying? Piff GLR, the whole count. Shout out to my wife, shout out to God. Shit, the whole world.
And before we get out of here, what you looking for artists if you trying to sign somebody, you know, young dude trying to get on the team? What you looking for?
I'm always looking for new talent. Like I'm trying to get my Master P on. Like that's who really made me want to get into music is Master P. Like I really looked up to Master P a lot. And No Limit, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of what I want to do. Like I'm definitely looking for artists. They just got to be talented, you feel me? Like had a look, had a sound, you know what I'm saying? Right. Not have a big ass ego, be willing to work and listen. And you know, I like to really get to know an artist before I really just start fucking with them, cause I got trust issues. Like I don't trust nobody, especially these days. You feel me? It's hard to trust motherfuckers. So like all the artists that I'm working with right now, we done established a relationship over a long period of time to where we feel comfortable around each other.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? But I would like to find a nice a young artist from like Pompano, Deerfield, Lauderdale, somewhere in the hood, you feel me? And shit, I'ma supply everything. Beats, recording, mixing, mastering, videos, management, direction. You know what I'm saying? Features, all that.
Facts. So you already know now. Holla at that boy now. Let them know the Instagrams, they holla at you, and the Twitters, all that at one more time.
Yeah, all y'all follow me at Raidenrush. That's RAIDENRUSH. That's my artist page. If you interested in beats, follow me at Gold Rush Productions. Also, I got a beat website. It's goldrushproduction.com. And any of y'all artists want to send me some shit, you know what I'm saying? If you want to submit some music, a video, whatever, you can email me at goldlabelrecordsinc@gmail.com.
Okay then. Tippie Toe Show. You already know we had to bring it to one of the hottest producers come out of Bryan County, my nigga.
Stop playing.
What you mean?
Soy sauce.
I had to bring them through. What you mean?
No duck sauce.
Okay then. Till next time. You already know. Stop at Gold Money Grill. Get your little 6 on 6, 8 on 8, 10 on
Glee.
Glee. They gonna get you right. Okay then.
You know I need the hookup now.
Facts. Hell yeah.